ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Today we are going to study one verse from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 88, entitled Lord Krishna Rescues Lord Shiva from Vrikasur. Text 29. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Shakuneya Bhavan Vyaktam श्रान्तः किं दूरमागतः क्षणं विश्रम्यतां पुंस आत्मायं सर्वकामधुक्. Translation and purport by the humble disciples of our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha means the Supreme Lord said. Shakuneya means, O son of Shakuni. Bhavan, very respectfully, you. Vyaktam, evidently. Shrantaha, you are very tired and fatigued. Kim, for what reason? Duram, far. Agataha, have come. Why you have come so far? You look so tired. Kshanam, for a moment, for a minute. Vishramyatam, please take some rest. Vishram means to take rest. Pumsaha, of a person. Atma, the body. Ayam, this. Sarva, all. Kama means desires. Duk, bestowing like a cow's milk. The Supreme Lord said, My dear son of Shakuni, you appear tired. Why have you come such a great distance? Please rest for a minute. After all, it is one's body that fulfills all one's desires. Atma ayam sarva kamadhuk. It is this body. Atma here refers not to the soul or the mind, but to the body, physical body, gross body. It is this physical body that helps us fulfill all the desires, and your physical body seems extremely fatigued and tired. Rest a little bit. Take some rest. Tell me why you have come so far and why do you appear so tired? This Lord Krishna speaks to Vrikasur, the demon who is chasing after Lord Shiva with the intention to kill Lord Shiva so that he can enjoy with Lord Shiva's beautiful wife, Srimati Parvati Devi. Purport. In the book, Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Srila Prabhupada comments thus, quote, before the demon could argue that he had no time to take rest, the Lord began to inform him about the importance of the body, and the demon was convinced. Any man, especially a demon, takes his body to be very important. Unquote. Hare Krishna. So, the lesson we learn from today's verse from Srimad Bhagavatam is that those who are not devotees of Krishna, those who are on the material platform, those who are materialists, those who are non devotees, those who are having a demoniac mentality, they consider the physical body to be all in all. They give excessive importance to the physical body, not understanding the true identity of a person. That we are not this physical body, we are eternal spiritual entities, souls, who are eternally part and parcel of Krishna. We eternally belong to Krishna. जीवेरा स्वरूप है कृष्णेरा नित्य दास कृष्णेरा तटस्था शक्ति भेदा भेद प्रकाश. They do not know that we are eternally parts of Krishna and we are meant to serve Krishna eternally. In this regard, dear devotees, I would like to narrate a story about how this demoniac atheistic mentality of considering the body as the all in all, considering our physical body as the most important thing in the world, leads to only frustration. There was once a great king called Sri Vikramaditya. But before he became the king, his brother, King Bhartrihari, used to be a king. So there was this great king ruling India called King Bhartrihari. In his kingdom, because he was a just and powerful king, in his kingdom generally there was prosperity. And many sages and holy men preferred to live in his kingdom because he followed the Vedic culture. He was not a pure devotee by any means, but he used to follow the Vedic culture. He was a pious king. He would follow dharma. In his kingdom, deep in the forest, lived a great sage who performed meditation and austerity for many years. As a result, he was able to please the devatas, the demigods. And he was offered a very special benediction called Amarfal. Amarfal is a fruit, like an apple, but it's a special apple. You eat that apple and it awards you, bestows upon you extremely long life. For example, Srila Prabhupada writes that in the Himalayas there are certain sages who are 300, 400, 500 years old. With their yogic lifestyle and yogic practices, they are able to extend their lifespan. So, as a result of his austerities and yogic achievement, pleasing the demigods with his worship, he was able to receive this Amar Phal from the Devatas, a special fruit. Just by eating it, the life becomes extremely long. and the body also remains healthy. Not that you develop dementia, arthritis, and then you're somehow living as a very old, sickly person. Not like that. You will live for hundreds of years, but you will have a very fit, youthful, healthy body. So this yogi, he said, what do I do with this amarfal? What use is it for me? I am living a life of austerity. I live under trees. I live in the forest. I only eat some fruits and roots that are available in the forest. It's been years I have eaten a hot meal in my life. My life is filled with austerity. Why should I extend this life of austerity for hundreds of years? Instead, by practicing austerity and yoga for a few more years, I may be able to go to the heavenly planets or even the kingdom of God. So, why should I extend my life on this earthly planet? My life is filled with austerities. My life is not a life of sense gratification. Let me give this Amarfal to someone who can really make good use of it. I think the right person is King Bhartrahari for several reasons. First of all, he's a good king, he's a just king. Second of all, he follows the Vedic principles. And third of all, he has a fabulous lifestyle. He has so many servants at his beck and call. He lives in a beautiful, luxurious palace. He can enjoy all the comforts and luxuries of life while taking care of the citizens and rendering good service as a king. So why not give this Amarfal to the king? He can enjoy a long, healthy life of comforts and luxuries, and he can do good to the people. Me, on the other hand, not interested in a long life. I'm a yogi. So he walks all the way from the forest to the king's palace. And when the king is in court, he enters, and the king very respectfully stands up and greets him. And the sadhu tells King Bhartrahari that I want to meet you in private. And he is, having his chadar covering his body. The king said, "Yes, come." Takes him to a private chamber. "Yes, sir, what can I do for you?" "No, you cannot do anything for me. Just continue doing what you're doing. You're a good king. I have brought a gift for you." And he, from under his chadar, from under his shawl, he pulls out that amarfal and says, "Here is amarfal. It's a fruit that will give you a long, healthy life of hundreds of years. I attained it through my yogic powers, yogic penances, and my yogic practices, but it's no use to me. So you can keep it. It's a gift to you. Enjoy." Hare Krishna. And the sadhu puts his chadar and walks away. Ooh. And here is the king holding this amarfal in his hand, King Bhartrahari. Now, little background about King Bhartrahari. He was young, he was powerful, he was handsome, full of vigor. He had one weakness. He was a connoisseur of beauty. He had an eye for beauty. And therefore, as the king, he thought, I must marry the most beautiful girl on this planet. So he sent his messengers, his ministers in all directions to go to different provinces and look at all the beautiful virgin girls who were marriageable, saying that the king Bhartarahari wants to marry you. So the most beautiful girls who were of marriageable age were lined up, and Bhartarahari chose the most beautiful girl. Beautiful physically, she had to have beautiful voice, a sweet nature, and just beautiful in and out. Someone who could really, really gratify King Bhartrahari. And finally, Bhartrahari chose a particular young girl called Pingala. And he said, "Pingala, you are the one. You are Miss Universe. And I marry you." And in this way, King Bhartrahari had a very, very beautiful, exquisitely beautiful wife called Pingala. She was the queen. And needless to say, he doted on his wife. He gave her all the comforts and luxuries and spent hours and hours every day enjoying with her. And now suddenly he finds himself holding this Amarfal. Hmm, King Bhartarari thinks, what do I do with this Amarfal? I will live for hundreds of years, but my wife, the beautiful Queen Pingala, she will die in 50 or 60 years. Then what use is my life without her? I would rather give this fruit to her so she has a long life, and that way, as long as I am alive, I can enjoy her beauty. She will remain youthful, she will never grow old. So let me give this to Pingala, my dear wife. That way, she will be even happier with me that I gave her such a great gift. So King Bhartrahari goes to his beautiful young wife, Pingala, and says, my darling, honey, as they say in the Western world, honey, I got Amar Phal for you. Oh, what is that? Oh, it's a very rare fruit. It's the only fruit in the whole world. You eat it, my dear wife, and you will live for hundreds of years. Your body will remain youthful and beautiful and healthy. It's a gift for you. I could have had it, but I love you so much. I want you to have it. Internally, what is the motive of Bhartrahari? That as long as I live, I should be able to enjoy a young, beautiful wife. That's why I'm giving her. So he gave to his queen and said, eat it, darling, eat it. And she hesitated. She said, it's a holy fruit. You got it from a great sage. I shouldn't eat it like this. I'm contaminated. Let me take a shower. Let me brush my teeth. Let me do achaman. And then, in a purified state, I will eat this fruit. All right, no problem. Acha, listen, I have to go back to the court and make sure you eat it, okay? Yes, yes, my dear husband, I will eat it. King Bhartarari goes back to court and Pingala remains with the Amarphal. She's standing in the bedroom thinking, what do I do with this Amarphal? And she thinks that the person I love the most is someone else. She goes to the window, moves the curtain, and looks in the backyard. In the backyard is Bhima Prabhu's stable. There are horses, and King Bhartrahari has kept a caretaker of the horses called Ashwapal. Pal means caretaker, Ashwa means horses. There is an Ashwapal that King Bhartrahari maintains. And that Ashwapal, like Bhima Prabhu, is tall, dark, and handsome. He's well built, he's youthful, very attractive. And somehow or the other, Pingala is more attracted to the Ashwapal than her husband, the king. Such a tragedy. So the queen Pingala, she thinks, I try to please this Ashwapal, I give him so much money, gold coins, but if I give him this, Amarfal, he'll be really happy with me. And then he will treat me even better and enjoy with me. Anyway, secretly, I'm enjoying with him so much. So the queen secretly meets Ashwapal and gives him the Amarfal and says, darling, this is a gift for you. Please eat it. You're already tall, dark, and handsome. You're youthful. You're strong. You make me go weak in my knees. Eat this fruit, my darling, and you will have the same youthful, healthy body for a few hundred years more. It's a gift. Have it. I could have had it, but I love you so much, darling. I want you to have it. And the queen had the same thing, same feeling, that then as long as I am alive, I can enjoy, I can have romance with this Ashwapal if he remains youthful. And the Ashwapal says, thank you so much, my dear. And Pingala comes back to the palace, and Ashwapal is standing there in Bhima Prabhu's stable holding the Amarpal. And he thinks, this queen, she keeps trying to lure me. And yes, she's beautiful. But in my mind, the most beautiful lady in the whole kingdom is the king's dancer. The lady, young girl who comes to dance in the king's court to entertain the king. and I have been trying to lure her. But the king gives her such a hefty tip that she never looks at me. But I give her this Amarphal, then she will take me seriously. So Ashwapal goes to the prostitute who dances for the king, the royal prostitute, and gives her the Amarphal and says, "My darling, today I have brought you a gift that even Harivansh Prabhu ki jai ho! Vrajvasi Mahashai ki jai ho! I'm waiting to embrace you, Prabhu, tomorrow. Hari bol." So then the Ashwapal tells the prostitute, the royal prostitute, that my darling, I have been trying to entice you for so long, but you keep rejecting me because you think I'm no good, and the king gives you such expensive gifts. But darling, today I brought something for you that even the king cannot give you. It is the Amar Phal. Just by eating this fruit, your youthful beauty will be practically eternal. You'll live for hundreds of years enjoying a youthful body. So please accept this gift, Amar Phal. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Gives him a hug. Thank you. Receives that Amar Phal from the Ashwapal. And the Ashwapal goes back to taking care of his horses. And here is the prostitute holding the Amar Phal. And she thinks, Amar Phal, my life is condemned. I'm a prostitute. What good is this Amar Phal? I don't want to extend my life to hundreds of years living like a dancer, a royal dancer in the king's palace, in the king's court. Instead, let me give this Amarfal to the king. He will be so pleased with me. I don't know what gift he will give me. I don't know how much wealth he will give me. That way, at least whatever life I am destined to live, I can live it in comfort and luxury, and I can give up this profession of prostitution. Haribol! This one fruit will solve all my problems. This will be my retirement fund. The prostitute takes the Amarfal and goes and gives it back to the king, to King Bhartrahari. That Maharaj, I got this Amarfal for you. You are the best person in the kingdom. You deserve it. Have it. And here is King Bhartrahari, who had received this Amarfal from the sadhu, is now receiving it from the prostitute. He says, how on earth did you get this Amarfal? He doesn't tell her the story. She says, well, it's a secret. No secrets from me. Everybody go away. The king speaks to the prostitute in private. He says, listen, nobody is listening. If you tell me the truth, I will let you go. This Amarphal is stolen. You are holding a stolen property. You gave me a stolen property. I need to trace it, how it came to you. Tell me who gave it to you and I'll let you go. If you don't tell me, you will be beheaded. Oh, the prostitute gets scared. She said, oh, don't do that, don't do that. I will tell you the truth. You tell me the truth and I will reward you. Yes, 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 king. I got it from your horse caretaker, the Ashwapal. Okay, here is a reward. You may go. The king then privately calls the Ashwapal and says, Ashwapal, you will be beheaded if you lie to me. Tell me the truth. Who gave you this Amarphal? Now the Ashwapal starts trembling because he's having a secret affair with the queen. He says, he starts crying. I'm sorry, forgive me. The king says, I will let you go. I will let you go scot-free. Just tell me where you got this Amarfal from. And Ashwapal speaks the truth. He says, it's your wife, the queen, Pingala. She loves me and we were having an affair, and to please me, she gave me this fruit. The king says, all right, Ashwapal, go. Leave my kingdom. Go away. I'm sparing your life. You deserve the death punishment for what you have done, but I spare your life. Go away. The king goes to court and he says, call the queen. The messengers go to the queen's quarters and they call the queen. The queen comes into the court. All the ministers, all the citizens, they are sitting. Bodyguards are there. King Bhartari says, my dear citizens and ministers, today I shall show you the power of the yogis and the sadhus who live in our kingdom. A great yogi gave me a Amar Phal, a phal that guarantees hundreds of years of healthy life. And that phal, Amar Phal, has been eaten by my dear wife Pingala. And now I will demonstrate the potency of the sadhus. And he draws his sword. He said, now, in front of all of you, I will slice the neck of my queen with my sword. And you will see, nothing will happen to her because she has eaten the Amar Phal. My dear wife, come here. Bow down. I'm going to behead you. And the queen says, no, 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 don't do that. You cannot be so cruel. Why? You have eaten the Amar Phal, remember? It will protect you for hundreds of years. Don't worry. I'm just demonstrating the power of our yogis. And the queen breaks down. She said, I have not eaten the Amar Phal. The king throws his sword down. What did you do with the Amar Phal? Tell me. I know the truth. I just want to hear it from you. And she said, I'm really sorry, but I don't love you. I gave it to Ashwapal. Bhartrihari developed such a feeling of intense and utter renunciation that that very moment he gave up his kingdom to his brother and he took sannyas. And then he wrote the famous Vairagya Shatakam, 100 verses stressing the importance of renunciation. Because in this world, my dear friends, it's always you scratch my back and I scratch your back. It's always give and take. There is no selfless love in the material realm. There's always a selfish motive. Selfless love is only on the spiritual platform. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahaituk apratihata yayatma suprasidati. Selfless love is what Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu demonstrated. Ashlishchava padaratam pinashtumam adarshanan marmahatam karotuva yatha tathava vajadhatu lampato mat prananathastu sa eva napara. Selfless love was demonstrated by Vasudev the leper, who loved Krishna so much that he did not even consider his body. Today, in the verse we are reading, that for a demon, the body is all important. But Vasudeva had such a love for Krishna, had such a love for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that he considered his body also as public property. This body doesn't belong to me. This body belongs to these maggots, these worms in my ulcers, as much as it belongs to me. Why should I claim sole proprietorship? And when a worm would fall down from his ulcers, from his wounds, he would pick up the worm gently and carefully put it back exactly where it had fallen from. Eat my body. This is the extreme level of renunciation that a pure devotee develops. Selfless love was demonstrated by Vasudev, another Vasudev. Vasudev the leper and Vasudev Datta. Vasudev Datta. He prayed to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu offered a benediction that, my Lord, the only benediction I want is let no one suffer. There are so many living entities in this whole universe who are suffering in different species of life. Let all of them be rid of all their karma and let them go to Vaikuntha and be with you happy eternally. And whatever their karma is, you put it on my head. Let it fall on my head and I will suffer on their behalf eternally with no complaints. But I just want everyone to go to Vaikuntha and not suffer in this world. This is the zenith of selflessness. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Vasudev Datta, I am sold. I am sold. I am yours. You can do whatever you want with me. This type of love is unbelievable, unbelievably pure. In fact, it is not such a surprise that you spoke like this because you are Prahlad. Many thousands of years ago, Prahlad Maharaj had offered the same prayer that, my dear Lord Narsimhadev, I am not worried about myself. But when I see all these fools suffer in this world, having forgotten you, my heart breaks. Therefore, let them all attain you and let me suffer for their sins. So this material world, my dear friends, the demoniac mentality, atheistic mentality, and the devotee mentality are poles apart. A devotee is truly selfless. Because a devotee understands who the self is. The self is Jivara Swarupa Krishna Nityadas. The self is an eternal servant of Krishna. And once the soul connects with Krishna, because Krishna is Ananda Swarup, Sat Chid Ananda Vigraha. Krishna is Ananda Vigraha. And when we are in touch with Krishna, who is the source of all bliss, then material impediments, material reversals, material sufferings are overcome. Why did Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj, laying on his, excuse me for saying this, deathbed, his body riddled with metastatic melanoma, cancer that had spread everywhere, laying there, he held the hand of his dear friend, His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and said, I would not exchange my situation with anyone else. And they were just reading some Vrindavan Leela from Srimad Bhagavatam. Maharaj was reading to Srila Bhakti Tirtha Swami Maharaj. And Maharaj said, what happened? And Srila Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj said, Maharaj, we are chanting the holy name. We are reading Chaitanya Charitamrit. We are reading Vrindavan Leela from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are absorbed in Krishna Katha. This is it, Maharaj. This is it. We have made it. We have made it. This is exactly what is described in Chaitanya Charitamrit, that we have to chant the names of Krishna, hear about Krishna, and be absorbed in Krishna. We made it, Maharaj. We made it by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. We made it. It cannot get better than this. I would not exchange my position where I am absorbed in Krishna Katha with anyone in this world. This is someone who is on hospice with stage 4 cancer. He's saying, I will not exchange my situation with anyone in this world. This is coming from someone who a year ago toured 32 countries in 1 year preaching, who had disciples all over the world, who was the Shiksha Guru to Muhammad Ali, who was the Shiksha Guru to Nelson Mandela, who was the spiritual guide to the Beatles. And now he's reduced to skin and bones and a bunch of tumors sticking out from his skin everywhere. And he's saying, I would not exchange my situation with anyone in this world. Maharaj, this is amazing. 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 It cannot get better than this. And then he squeezed Maharaj's hand a little tighter and said, but it keeps getting better and better. Haribol. This is the blissful path of Krishna consciousness, my dear friends. So with this, I will stop. We have 10 minutes for reflections, comments, and questions. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Anand Bihari Prabhu, back to you.
Thank you, Prabhu. Wonderful class as always. Beautiful narration. Krishna-centered, devotee-centered. Thank you very much. Very dramatic also. Bhima Prabhu has his hand up. He probably recognized himself in the story. Let's see.
Yeah. Yeah, I was everyone. I was the king. I was the Ashvapal. Is that it, Prabhu? Is that the
Yes.
Sanskrit?
Yeah.
Yeah, I found myself everywhere there. I was also the prostitute.
Bhima Prabhu, you are not Ashwapal, you are Gopal Das.
Yeah, das. Um, whatever you got, I'm buying it because that was just wonderful. And how you ended it. There's a whip. You take a whip and you just slowly snap it forward. You swing it forward, and at the end, there's that the real thing that matters is the crack at the end, with all that weight of the whip behind it. And that is like what your class just was, in the fact that the crack of the whip was Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj's manifestation of what it is to be with Krishna no matter where you're at, to be in Vrindavan no matter what state of mind or body you're at. And then what we're up against, with Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj in those last days, um, we all come to that state. We all come to that state. But in the meantime, we get this whole other drama going on, with kings and kings' wives and stable and horse caretakers and dancing prostitutes. That's this whole world right now. The reality is we're all going to end up on our bed, and going over the last moments of our lives. But somehow we forget that that's where we end. And in the flight, that short, brief flight of the arrow, which is our life, there's all this drama. And we can see that not only is this Leela in the Bhagavatam um, inspiring, nurturing, and faith giving, but that the Leela of the devotees who were just present before us, and including now, but in this case, it was Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj. Um, Maharaj often tells that story. Doesn't get any better than this. And that was the crack of the whip. Thank you, Prabhu. What a wonderful class. Doesn't get any better than this. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Viva Prabhu. Thank you.
Adipurusha Prabhu, Temple Room.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Good morning. Thank you so much. Very sweet class. Extraordinary illustrated story of what's valuable and what isn't. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
We were in New Zealand, and the devotees would go to this yoga teacher. He's a disciple of Mr. Iyengar. Mr. Iyengar is a Vaishnava. I don't know if you know that. In his books, he always sees, he advises his students to read Prabhupada's books. So he told us that Mr. Iyengar mentioned that things happen to us, and it's always appropriate to take shelter of Krishna and devotional service, and that's the real solution. But he said that he saw two different, the story of Draupadi. And then in the assembly, they tried to disrobe her. And he saw two different presentations of that story. And in each case, the girl who was playing the part of Draupadi manifested the story in a very different way. One, because he was teaching us, you do these yoga asanas and you stretch yourself beyond what you normally would be comfortable with. And that's a wonderful stretching sensation. And we do that in devotional service. And he said, he would sometimes say to us, give it some stick. In other words, like a horse, when you have a horse and you want the horse to go fast, you would hit him with this little stick, and give it some stick. In other words, exert yourself, So he would say that. And then when I would do that, he would say, no, 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 no. Don't do it like, just, you definitely want to extend yourself, but then in a very calm and stable way, peacefully extend yourself. So these two devotees who did the Draupadi play, one of them, her take on how to express how Draupadi was taking shelter in an extreme situation was like hysterically helpless. Help, Krishna, help me, help, like that. And he said, and the other one, as Mr. Iyengar told us, was like, well, this other devotee, Mataji, she played Draupadi as like, Krishna, okay, take care of this, in a very casual and relaxed way. In other words, she was giving it some stick. She was in an extreme position, but she was in a very composed and peaceful way, taking shelter of Krishna with full confidence that he's there for you. And somehow that occurred to me just now. I mean, nobody could say anything. Your class was just so extraordinary. I can't hold a candle to the sun. But being somebody asked to share, I'm just thinking that. What do you think? Well, maybe you can tell us. Both of those might be appropriate to be hysterically helpless, or to be very calm and say, "Okay, Krishna, take care of this guy." You know what I mean? So I was thinking, I felt surprised to hear the calm representation of Draupadi in the extreme condition. It seemed to me that that would be better. Is it or what?
Hare
Can you,
Krishna.
Yeah, Shastra says cry like a baby for the mother. Adipusha Prabhu says stay chill.
I didn't say that. I'm telling you what Mr. Agar told us.
Okay.
So what I'm trying to hear what Gadadhar thinks. Is it cool? I was surprised and impressed by that idea of, like, in distress, call for Krishna, but be fully confident that Krishna's got this. He's not gonna. Right? Isn't that? I don't know. Did you ever hear that before?
Uh, I heard from my spiritual master, His Holiness Srila Radhanath Swami Maharaj, once that act as if everything depends on you and pray as if everything depends on God.
Hmm.
So Draupadi was acting as if everything depended on her. She tried to argue with Duryodhan and Dushasan and Dhritarashtra, telling them that what they're about to do is extremely sinful and against the religious principles. It didn't work. Then she appealed to her husband. They couldn't do anything because Dhritarashtra, who was presiding over the Sabha, was not saying anything. So Yudhishthira Maharaj said, "There's nothing we can do." Then she appealed to the elders like Dronacharya and Bhishma Dev, and they looked down and they hung their heads low. They couldn't do anything. She tried with her own strength, with her own hands, with her own teeth. She was clinging onto her sari. And Dushasan, who had the strength of 10,000 elephants, kept pulling and kept pulling. So after everything was done, like Srila Prabhupada in one lecture says, God helps those who help themselves. Draupadi had done everything she could. And when everything else failed, she said, Govinda Dwarka Vasi, Krishna Gopi Janapriya, Kauravair Navabhagnan Mam, Kim
Hmm.
Najanasi Keshava. Oh Keshava, because Dushasan was repeatedly saying, what will Krishna do? He is in Dwarka. This is not Dwarka, this is our Hastinapur. We rule here. So Draupadi begins her prayer by saying, Govinda Dwarkavasi. Yes, Govinda, you are Dwarkavasi. But Krishna, hey Krishna, Gopi Jana Priya. You are very dear to the gopis and you saved the gopis from all calamities.
Hmm.
Kauravayarnava Bhagnan Mam. I'm drowning in the ocean of the Kauravas. Kim na janasi Keshava. Oh Keshav, what is it that you don't know? You know everything. Krishna Krishna Mahayogi. Vishwatman Vishwabhavana.
Hmm.
She prays to Krishna and then Krishna comes there. But look at Krishna's sense of humor. Krishna could have come in his own swaroop and lopped off the arms of Dushasan with his Sudarshan Chakra. But Krishna was really playing the game. He became
Hmm.
Draupadi's sari. And he says, Rascals, none of you will get my darshan. Only
Hmm.
Draupadi will feel my embrace. So Draupadi was feeling the loving embrace of Krishna in the form of her sari because Krishna became her sari avatar. And Dushasana was in a tug of war and pulling and pulling and pulling and pulling and got exhausted and collapsed.
It seems like Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj in the extreme condition was not screaming and yelling and crying and in distress. He was calm in a very provocative situation, right? Even joyful. So I'm thinking that, wow, that I thought that was kind of an illustration of how we turn to Krishna and we are feeling helpless, but on the other hand, we're fully confident that, okay, Krishna, take care of this. Just the way he said it was just so cool.
I
I think,
I'd like
and
to interject here
please, actually,
as
Basudev, bring the conch shell. So,
very quickly. All men lead lives of Is that all? I thought there were 3.
The lotus feet of our spiritual master are the only way by which we can devotional service. I bow to his lotus feet with great wonder. By his grace, one can cross the ocean with no suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. And I would wish to have my consciousness purified from the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is a perfection that's of the Lord of lives. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with understanding knowledge. He is my Lord birth testaments. Remember ecstatic praying that things by him ignorance is the Vedic scriptures and this character. The spiritual master of the ocean, the mercy strength, Lord ambassador, master be merciful on us. Give us a shade of the lotus feet. Thanks all over them. Take shelter.
Jai Shri Shri Radha Muladhar. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Okay, we're going to mute the temple room. Okay, welcome to the Afterglow. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu, you have a few minutes to stay over time?
Yes, Prabhu, a few minutes.
Yeah. Did Bhima complete his interjection? Or did you interject yet? You still there?
Who, Prabhu? Bhima Prabhu?
Okay. Yeah, he'll be back probably. Would anyone else like to ask a question or share a reflection? Maybe something stuck out to you in class? Nautamnita Prabhu.
Thoughts. Yeah, I just wanted to ask. Sorry, Broji. I'm like, um, in my bed. I didn't want to put my camera on, but I want to just ask, how can we put in so much effort? Like, I mean, not to compare ourselves with Draupadi or this great marriages, but in the sense, how can we put it our effort so that we can also, like in essence, cry for Krishna. I know it's not the same, but like, or we can really like, please Krishna. And how can we have that much compassion? But I like, so my question is in terms of effort, because especially in some trying times, um, whether personally or what we see outside, it's very difficult to, how can I say, keep our head on straight sometimes. Um, and so, the compassion is definitely required. And sometimes it's like either time is not there, or sometimes the effort isn't there, as for me at least. And so, like, how can we know what effort to put in? Because a lot of times I don't even know what to do. I go on chanting sprees because I don't know like what I personally need to do. Um so I guess my question is, how can we put in the effort in order so that we also get the mercy, but also in the respect of, also having that compassion to be able to please Krishna after the effort. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. In 2004 Vyas Puja offering, His Holiness Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj prayed to Srila Prabhupada that I have to sign some papers for my daughter before she goes to the bus. Prayed to Srila Prabhupada that, Prabhupada, I wish I could tell you that everything is all right in your ISKCON. But wherever I travel, I see devotees who are struggling. I see devotees who are not able to finish their 16 rounds. I see devotees not able to follow the regulative principles. I see devotees having conflicts and confusion. And I see devotees losing faith. Prabhupada, let all the obstacles on the spiritual path of all these devotees go away and let me suffer on their behalf. Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj wrote that in his Vyas Puja offering in 2004. And few months later, he was diagnosed with melanoma. And in 2005 summer, he went back to the spiritual world. These divine qualities of compassion, empathy, sincerity, they are a gift from Krishna. So we should pray for them. Like Srila Bhaktitirtha Swami Maharaj prayed. We should pray for empathy. It's Krishna's gift. We should pray for compassion. It is Krishna's gift. In the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, when Krishna goes to Mathura, in Mathura there was a garland maker by the name Sudama. And he offered his best garlands to Krishna and Balaram and their friends and pleased them. Krishna was so happy. Krishna said, ask me for any benediction. And he prayed for three things. Sudama prayed. This is Sudama of Mathura. There are three Sudamas. There is Sudama Sakha in Golok Vrindavan. There is Sudama Vipra in Dwarka. And there is a Sudama in Mathura. All three dhams have Sudama. There is a Sudama of Mathura, the garland maker. And he asks for three things to Krishna. He says, I want pure love for you. I want Maitri, friendship with your devotees. And I want Daya. I want to have compassion for all living entities. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also says to Srila Sanatan Goswami, Jibe doya name ruchi Vaishnava sevan eitin chhadi dharma nahi shuno sanatan. Other than these three things, there is nothing else on the path of dharma, my dear Sanatan. What are the three things? Jive doya, name ruchi, Vaishnava sevan. Having compassion on all living entities, having taste for chanting the holy name, and serving the Vaishnavas. So Jive doya is something that we should pray for. Jive doya is what you are mentioning. compassion. How can we have that compassion? And that is a divine quality that we should sincerely pray for, and Krishna can give it. All these good qualities Krishna can bestow upon us. I hope that is okay, Narottam Nitai Prabhu.
Yeah, no, thank you, Prabhuji. You know, it does help. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of I got, and in that way, I can pray for a lot of the divine qualities. But no, thank you, Prabhuji. It helps a lot because my main thing is, my mom tells me this. My efforts are lacking. So, Hare Krishna, I'll do more.
I feel if you pray to Nitai for these divine qualities, you will become Narottam. You'll become an Uttam devotee. Haribol. Yes, Mother Sadhavi Devi. Hare Krishna.
Krishna, thank you very much for today. I give you a scenario about someone I know, and I beg you to help me to understand how do this person should do. There's a person I know. Her husband have abused her in more than 30 years. In every possible way you can think of, he has done it. He gambled away the money of the children. He abused her. He's unfaithful to her, and so on and so on. You say you should have the compassion. May I ask how this woman have to have, in which way the woman have to show compassion or have compassion for a person who have done it in 30 years, and she just have taken, didn't do anything, didn't fight with him, didn't scream, didn't say anything, just take it. But he's continuing and doing it. So what compassion should this woman show the husband?
This woman can show great compassion to her abusive husband by taking complete shelter of Krishna and, if possible, leaving him. Hare Krishna. That's how she can show compassion. Because the more she stays with him, the more offenses he's committing by abusing her. So you can show compassion by leaving him. And show compassion to him by taking complete shelter of Krishna, so that because of that connection that they had, he will also get blessed. He will also get uplifted. So she can do two things: take complete shelter of Krishna and leave this abusive husband, if possible. I don't know the exact situation, but if he is physically abusing her, emotionally abusing her, financially abusing her, mentally abusing her, she can show compassion to him by leaving him, so he doesn't abuse anymore. Because the more he abuses, the more he's going to suffer by the laws of karma. So she can show compassion by leaving him, so he doesn't have an opportunity to abuse her. And she should take complete shelter of Krishna, so that anybody who is connected to her will get Krishna's favor. Like Lord Narsimhadev tells Prahlad Maharaj that your father abused you. He tried to murder you so many times in so many different ways. But because you are such a pure devotee, your father will get my grace, will get my mercy, will get my compassion, will get my kindness. Haribol. So by taking complete shelter of Krishna, everybody can be benefited who are connected to us. We will be benefited and others will be benefited. But she should not continue with this abusive relationship. She should seek help. Either the husband should be rectified or she should leave him. But continuing to abuse somebody like this is unacceptable, because he will just incur more and more bad karma, and it's just not a good situation. It should not be tolerated. Haribol.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Sadhvi, for the question, and Adi Gadadhar Prabhu for the answer. Would anyone else like to speak? We can take one more. Devaki Priti?
Thank you so much for your class. I'm so inspired and enlivened. Thank you so much, Adi Guitar Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Every time Devaki Priti speaks, even if it's just thank you for class, it's just so enlivening and inspiring to hear. Thank you, Devaki Priti. Okay, so let's see. Sadhvi Didi, would you like to recite the mantra to complete the offering for today?
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Thank
Sweet.
you. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much. Adi Gadadhar Prabhu Ki Jai, Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj Ki Jai, Guru Parampara Ki Jai, Srila Prabhu,
Yeah.
every single
Yeah.
on this call and on YouTube Ki Jai.